Well, hey everybody, backyard scrapping here. We've got a little package to open. This is actually another job refine. I was in contact with him via email and he sent his stuff. So let's get her open, see what we got going on here. It says, hello Dean, please find the material we talked about in our emails. I know there is not a lot, but as I have pretty much ruined its identity, about the only thing I can think of is to have you finish what I started. Also, please find a couple extra things I tossed in to add a bit more weight. The ring I think is sterling silver with gold accents on both sides from watching your videos. I know that the gold will not dissolve with the silver, so just feel free to keep them and toss them in with your next gold batch. Okay, sorry for the mess of blobs, but my propane torch just wouldn't do the job. Thanks again for accepting my stuff. Regards, Justin, and we will not use Justin's last name. Says, P.S. as we talked about, feel free to do a video. Think it would be really cool to watch you work your magic on my junk. Laugh out loud. Okay, Justin, so we will set this over here and I'll explain exactly what we've got going on here. This is the extra stuff. This must be the ring he's talking about. And let's see. It is marked sterling inside. Let me see if I can get my loot and a couple coins. There is an old Standing Liberty quarter with a hole in it. And it says 5 francs. Let's see. Let's see if we can see this. That looks like an oldie. 1869 with a hole in it. I'm assuming this is, yeah. So this is half silver, 500 or 50% silver. Then we know this is 900. This is 925 with gold. And then this is what he was talking about, what he started. What he did was what a lot of us do in the beginning. You can see he has the outline of a little bar here, but you can see there's also something else right there. And what he told me he did was he took some silver dimes and he tried to melt them down with his propane torch, and also a sterling silver necklace. And here I want to show this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I want to show this to everybody. Whenever you go to melt your jewelry down, especially necklaces, in the clasp there is always going to be a little bit of steel. There's going to be a spring or some wires, and I don't know if you can see this. I just broke that one off, but you can see this steel sticking out of the silver right here. That is not going to melt, guys, so you want to remove that. Let me see if I can pull the rest of that off. You want to remove that before. You want to bust that little clasp open and actually get this steel out. See that little piece of steel right there? I don't know if you can see it very well, but that's actually the spring probably that was inside the clasp, and that's all I'm seeing, but it was actually stuck to this. So we have a sterling silver necklace here. I'm going to go ahead and throw these little pieces in the trash. Anyway, a sterling silver necklace. I don't remember how many dimes he said it was, but it was, he said they were all silver dimes. So, and we have this. So we know that's separate. Let me see what our total starting weight is with everything. We know that's only 50% silver. So, whoops, I'll keep banging into my camera. Real quick, let me throw one of these on here. Okay, and we'll see what our total weight is. showing 88.05 grams. So let's go ahead and we'll get outside and we will get our stuff started and we will go to work on this. Okay guys, we're outside. It is actually pretty cold. It's a nice clear sky day. We got a little bit of wind going on, but I can tell you right now, once that sun leaves this room or this little open area I have back here, I will be going in the house because it'll be just too darn cold out here. So we figured we had about 88 grams of material, so we're going to start with about 120 mils or so of nitric acid, 120 mils of distilled water. So I'm going to go ahead and get our acid poured out. Like I said, it's very cold today, so I'm probably going to have to put this on the warmer. And we should be left in here with a little bit of junk. And well, this stuff actually I'm going to throw in a dish real quick, and I'm going to heat it up. So we'll go ahead and put this stuff in here, this other. I think I pulled all the extra metal off that was on that. So we'll stick this in here. Let me pause and get a torch and just fire this up for a second, just a little bit, because we want to make sure we burn any junk off of it. So I will be right back at you. But like I said, we're just going to see, and this actually had something on it. It's burning off right now. You see that? And this is why you want to do this. We can actually see that did have something on it, the ring. We'll turn it over and burn it off on this side. And you just want to get it, see the smoke coming off of that? That tells you that there's junk on it. So you just kind of want to get it red. I mean, you don't want to start melting it, but you want to clean it up. So we'll do the same thing with this quarter. And again, you see a little smoke coming off of it, which tells you that there was some junk on it. Okay guys, we are back, and we have added our 2 coins in our ring to this. So we're going to go ahead and start with a little bit of nitric acid, and we're going to get going on this. Boy, that wind is cold. So we're just going to put about that much in. I am actually going to let that sit there for a minute. And then we will probably, when the solution heats up just a little bit from the reaction from the acid, we're going to move it up onto our warmer, because otherwise this is going to take forever to do. Okay, we are back. We've got everything moved up onto the burner. We've got a little bit, I've got it between warm and low on heat. We got it in a safety pan because I don't want to take any chances. I don't mind doing my stuff out of a safety pan. If a beaker breaks and I lose it, it's my stuff. But when I'm doing somebody else's stuff, I like to, take the extra precautions, which I should probably do with my own. But, it's just a good idea, because I would have to replace this out of pocket if I was to lose it. I mean, that's just the right thing to do. So anyway, we are getting a slight reaction, mostly around that standing liver, or that oh goodness, SLQ, the quarter. Gosh, my brain's turning to crap at the speed of light. And we're getting a little bit of reaction off that ring, and probably just because of our heat that we've put it on. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more nitric. And we'll watch it for a second, and then we're just going to let her go for a bit. That perked things up a little, so we're going to go ahead and get a lid on it. And like I said, we'll watch it for a minute or two, and then we're just going to let it do its thing. The main reaction we should actually get should be off of that franc, that old coin, the smaller coin, because it's only 50% silver, and I'm pretty much probably presuming the rest is going to be copper, so it's going to have the hottest reaction in that nitric acid. In fact, the coin itself right now is actually turning a light blue color. So most of our contaminant in here should be copper. I don't know, exactly what was in the sterling silver chain or what's in that sterling silver ring, but I know the rest of it should mostly be copper. So anyway, we're starting to get a pretty good reaction. You guys have seen all this before, so I'm going to go ahead and pause now until we get further into our procedure. So we will get back at y'all later on. Hopefully it's before the sun goes down and we're not freezing out here. So we'll be back at you in just a bit. Well, hey everybody, it is an absolutely beautiful blue sky, gorgeous day out here. I'm finally off work again, and we are going to get back to finishing up our little coin refine. I'm just putting the heat back on right now. We still have a little action going on. We've got still a pretty good sized chunk of silver in there. So we are going to go ahead and let this play out. I'm going to add a little bit more acid to it to perk it up, and then when we are ready to filter this off, we'll get right back at you. So we'll see y'all in a bit. Okay everybody, our material is dissolved. We've got some junk down in there that we'll have to filter off, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's going to be right about there. There's one little tiny round silver bead there, or silver colored bead, it looks like it anyway, that's not dissolved and hasn't had any reaction on it. And then also we have our two little gold plates that are in there that naturally aren't having any reaction. I don't know what that little silver bead is that's in there that didn't react to anything, but I have brought a tiny little piece of pure silver out here with me to drop in here to see if we still have active nitric. So I'm going to set this back up in the pan on the warmer, and we're going to drop that little piece of silver in to see if we get any further reaction. So let me get this back up here and we'll get right back at you. Okay guys, so we have this little piece of silver. I'm actually going to try and drop it right by the edge so I can see if it reacts. And let's see, let's give it a see. Yes, it is reacting. We are getting, and right next to it, I don't know if you can see it, is that other little silver bead that's not doing anything. So I don't know what that is. So when we go to filter this off, we'll take it out and see, see if we can figure out what it is. And then as you can see right there, you see the bubbles coming off the one on the right. So that tells me we have active nitric, and that everything else in here that can be dissolved has been dissolved. But that little bead right kind of behind it to the left isn't doing anything. So I don't know what that is. Anyway, I've got to go run a few errands. So when I get back, we will start filtering this off and see how much silver we get out of it. So we'll be back at you in a bit. Okay everybody, we are ready to get this filtered off. I've got a slow paper in there, and I'm just going to let it take its time. I'm not going to hook it up to the vacuum. I just wanted to show you that we did pull out those two side things that were on that ring, and some of those little silver looking pellets or whatever they are in there. I have no idea what they are. I'm going to take them and look at them under a stronger lens. But we're going to go ahead and get this filtering. So you can see we haven't doubled anything yet. We've got about right about 250 milliliters of solution. So I'm going to, like I said, go ahead and get it filtered off. When it's filtered off, we will get back at you. So we'll see you in a few. Okay, so our juice is just about filtered off. We got a lot of that black powder in here, and we had a lot of black powder left in the bottom of the beaker, so I rinsed it real well and poured it in here, and then I put it in this melting dish and heated it up a little bit. Now it looks like gold, but I am not sure. So, you know, it was black when I put it in there, and I heated it up, and now it kind of looks like gold powder. So anyhow, when this finishes off, I just rinsed the sides on this. When it finishes off, you can see we've still got a lot of that black powder in there. I'm going to pull this filter out, fold it up, stick it on top of this, and we are going to burn it, and we're going to see if that's gold or not. I don't know what else it could be. It didn't dissolve in the nitric acid. It was a black powder at the bottom. So maybe there's a little gold in here. You know, I don't know exactly. You know, he said he melted dimes and a chain, a sterling silver chain. The ring had the two little gold things on the side of it, but those they stayed intact, so I already have them inside. So like I said, when this finishes filtering off, we'll take that filter off. We will fold her up and put it in that melting dish, and we'll melt this down and see if it's gold or not. So we'll be back at you in a little bit. Okay, everybody, we have finished this filtering process. I'm going to go ahead and take this filter out of here that's got all this black on it. And we are going to fold it up and put it in here on top of our other stuff. And we're going to see if this is gold, because I don't know if it is or not, to be perfectly honest with you. So let me do a little rinse in here, and we'll be back at you in just a sec. Okay. So there is our silver solution. I'm just going to set it back here and put a little top on it for now, because it's getting cold and we're not going to mess with that anymore today. And I want to see what this is. So let's go ahead and fire up our torch and let's melt this stuff. See what we get. Well, we definitely got a little bead of metal here. I don't know if it's gold or what we got, but it was not dissolved in the nitric acid, and that black powder ended up turning into a bead of metal. So we will take that inside, we will throw it in the pickle pot, we'll try and test it out, see what it is, and we're probably going to get back to doing that stuff tomorrow. So I'll see you when we get back inside. Okay guys, we have pulled our little piece out of the pickle pot. It's definitely gold. It's copper. It got a little copper spot on it here. I actually melted it in a copper dish because I didn't know what it was going to be for sure. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to do it in a gold dish or anything, you know, or contaminate something and then have to clean it all out. But anyway, we're going to see what karat gold it is right now, or as close as we can get. But it is most definitely, I would say, most definitely gold. If it's not gold, I don't know what it is. So let's see what we got going on here. Let's start with a little 10 karat gold. So this is 10K. We'll put a little 10K on the end here. And looks to me like it's holding. And we'll put a little 14K down this way a little bit. And it appears to be holding rather well under the 14K. And we'll put a little 18K. And it appears to be holding under the 18K. So we are going to go with some 22. And we are getting a little tiny break, but it's holding pretty good under the 22K. So I would say it's at least, yeah, it's starting to fade under that. It's fading under the 18K, so there was some other contaminants mixed in there that were in that powder form. I don't know what it was, but we've got a strong hold under the 18, so I'm going to call it right around 16K, 16 to 18 karat gold. So playing it lightly, it's 16 karat. Heavily, it would be 18 karat. And let's see, it weighs 1.69, 66. Let's see. Let me tear it one time. Let me put some dead weight on it. That always helps. We'll tear that out. I've got 1.68 grams, but that is definitely gold. It definitely came out of those lumps. These are also our two little pieces that came off the side of the sterling silver ring. So he told me I could keep those, but I will cut this button and I will divide that accordingly with him. I'm just going to eyeball cut it because I'm sure he wasn't expecting to get, you know, a gram of gold out of that silver. So I will just take the bolt cutters and nip it off right there, and I'll take a little piece and give him the rest. So anyway, there's a nice surprise. That's what I said. So sometimes you get less than you expected, and sometimes you get more than you expected. This is definitely a bonus. This is gonna, you know, I'm gonna end up with probably about $12, $13 worth of gold, and I'm gonna end up with $12 or $13 worth of silver. He's gonna end up with, I don't know exactly, I'll have to figure it out, but about 3 times what I have. So he's actually going to end up with more than he thought he was going to end up with too. So that is a plus. Our silver yielded us a little bit of gold. Alrighty guys, like I said, it was getting dark out there, so I'm thinking we're getting pretty long on this video, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, and we will pick up part 2 when we're doing the drop, and then we'll see exactly how much gold and silver we ended up with. So we will see you guys in the next video.